Now, I know, I said that we're not covering any more new books, but there's no way in hell we're covering Venom and not cover Eddie Brock Carnage. I mean, this wouldn't be right. My name is Dorian. This is SEM Comics. We're starting our coverage of Eddie Brock's Carnage with number 1. Our story starts off with Eddie on a plane. He's like, I have to kill someone on here? And Carnage's like, yes, Eddie, you do. Actually, what's taking so long? Just choose somebody and get to it. And then he just starts to ramble on to the point to now he's yelling at Eddie. He's like, are you listening to me, Eddie? And then Eddie yells, enough. And then this woman who just got some water knocked on her is looking at him crazy. So he gives the excuse that he's not feeling well and he takes some pills. And then he gets a text message from Bailey talking about just checking in. How are you? And then Eddie's like, we're after the hopscotch killer. We're trying to ID him right now. So then Eddie pretty much lets her know, like, look, I'll be okay. I can handle myself. And she's like, I know. I just don't be a hero. And Eddie's like, not much danger of that. So then he puts down the phone and he's like, all right, let's find this guy. And Carnage is like, finally. So then Eddie's like, all right, we're looking for a white male, late 30s, early 40s, seasoned traveler, flying on business alone. That's the profile. So Carter's like, all right, don't take too long, Eddie. I'm getting anxious. And all of a sudden we see all these tentacles start coming out and then go around to the passengers who fit that description. And they're seeing into their mind to see if they're killers or not. So the people that they're looking to are clean. So then Eddie's like, are you sure the killer's on the plane? And Carnage's like, oh, he's here, Eddie. I can sense him. So then Eddie gets frustrated. He reaches out to everybody on the plane, checks them all. They all check out clean. And that's when Eddie realizes that the killer is in the cockpit. So he breaks the connection and then he heads to the cockpit and he's like, the door is locked. And then Carnage is like, is the door really locked with me? And he just rips it open. It's either a pilot or the co-pilot. But Eddie has another problem because there's a federal marshal that's on the plane too. And she's drawing down on him. So then Eddie's like, damn it, what are the odds? They put one marshal on every 100 flights. And then Carnage is like, odds are 1%. Damn, Mr. President, to be so stupid. So the marshal pretty much gives him a final warning and then fires. So you can tell she's trigger happy. And obviously Carnage catches the bullet. So then Eddie starts to transform into Carnage. And then we see that it's the co-pilot. He takes out a knife and he's like, no, you're not going to stop my great work. And then stabs the pilot in the neck. I mean, flush in the neck. And then Carnage is like, beautiful. So beautiful. So the air marshal is still blasting at Eddie. Carnage is catching all the shots. And Eddie's like, lady, please, I'm a little busy here. So the co-pilot keeps calling Eddie a demon because, you know, he's dressed as Carnage. And he reaches in and he cuts the wires on the plane and it was like, now we're going down. There is no way to control this thing. My great work will be saved. And Eddie's like, did this dude just kill everybody on this plane? And Carnage is like, think so. Really like this guy. So then Eddie's like, all right, Carnage, do what you do. And Carnage tears this dude apart. I mean apart. Like, whew, it's gruesome. So then Carnage is like, man, almost didn't want to kill the guy because he did great work. But hey, this plane is going down, so it's time to go. So the Eddie's like, this wasn't a part of the deal. We were supposed to kill Hopscotch, not everybody on this plane. So the Eddie starts to use Carnage's powers. He grabs everybody on the plane right before it crashes and then starts to fly with everybody in tow. And Carnage is losing his symbiote mind. I mean, he's like, what in the hell are you doing? We are not heroes. This is not what the hell I do. Eddie, you need to stop. This is not what's supposed to happen. But then Eddie starts to black out and then Carnage takes full control. So then Eddie wakes up in the hotel room and he's like, oh my God, the last thing I remember is saving those people. What happened? So then Bailey calls him to make sure that he's okay. And Eddie's like, what happened to the plane? And they're like, well, it crashed and they only found 2 bodies of the pilot and the co-pilot. Everybody else is missing, but I'm glad you're safe. And then Eddie hangs up the phone and goes, "We need a face-to-face." And Carnage goes, "Of course, no problem, Eddie." So then Carnage is like, "So, what you want to talk about?" And then Eddie's like, "Look, what happened to the passengers? Last thing I remember is I was flying them out, and then I blacked out, then I woke up in a hotel room. What did you do to the passengers?" And then Carnage is like, "Dude, let me explain something to you. All right, out there, you're in charge. In here, I'm in charge." And he snatches him up. So Carnage does go on a long rant, but pretty much in a nutshell, he does say that he has been diminished ever since he got into the whole business of Meridius, and he's not as independent as he used to be, because Carnage was getting pretty powerful and he did not need a host at all. But since Eddie Brock lost the whole King in Black and Venom doesn't want anything to do with him, well, they kind of need each other. And the deal is that Eddie will find someone to kill, mainly killers, and Carnage will kill him. But now Carnage wants to up the ante, and he wants to start killing people with powers. And then we see on the last page, he might be overshooting just a little bit with a few of these people. Like Bullseye, I can see. Elektra, Daredevil, yeah. Maybe even Venom, okay. You ain't killing Hela. You ain't killing Silver Surfer. You definitely ain't killing Galactus, and you damn sure ain't killing the Phoenix. Like, are we serious? Like, he probably might have had a small shot when he had all those powers, but now that he doesn't, you don't stand any chance whatsoever. So yeah, no, that ain't happening, homeboy. So you might as well get it out your red mind.